Hi, my name is Karen Plant, and today I'd like to show you how to increase the readability of Google Docs by including a table of contents and bookmarks. So let's take a look at a Google Doc. This Google Doc is just a general document that has no formatting right now. There's a formatting tool, a styles tool in the format bar that has lots of different options. And in order to include a table of contents, we need to make use of these options. So first up here is my title of my document. If I go to the normal text styles drop-down menu, I can change from normal text to title, and that'll change the size and the formatting of that particular sentence. In this document here, if I want to make sure I have a table of contents, what I need to do is change the formatting of things that will be headers. So if this part of my document, Google Docs, is going to be included in the table of contents, I'm going to change the style to be a heading. And in this case, I'm going to change it to be heading 2. That changes the font size. And now if I want to insert a table of contents, I need to go to the Insert menu. In the Insert menu at the bottom is Table of Contents. By clicking that, a table of contents is automatically put at the top of my document where my cursor was, and it included the heading that I had changed the format of. If I click on this Google Docs, it looks like there is a link, and that's true. It's an internal hyperlink that will put my cursor right where I intended it to. If I want to add more to my table of contents, I'm going to highlight the next place I'd like a heading, and I'm going to change the formatting of that using the Styles drop-down menu, and it's also heading 2. But how can I put that into the table of contents? If I go up and click on the table of contents, there is a refresh button here which will update the table of contents when clicked. So when I update it, it is automatically included. Formatted here near the bottom of this document. How am I going to get back at the top quickly without having to scroll? What I want to do then is identify a heading for my table of contents. If I type in table of contents here, I'm going to change the formatting of this to be heading 1. And when I refresh my table of contents, now I have heading 1 and the headings underneath there. That heading 1 is table of contents. I can type anything in that can link back to that table of contents. So if I write back to top here, I can create a link back to the table of contents so I don't have to scroll. In order to create that link that anchors to something, I'm going to insert a link here using the Insert Link tool in the toolbar. And here I have options. Of course, you could paste a link to an external website, but because I've formatted headings in this document, there's an opportunity to choose them. Back to the top, I mean go back to the table of contents. So that's the heading I'm going to choose. And I'm going to apply that link. So now I have hyperlinks within my document. If I click on the back to top link, my cursor will go right back to the table of contents. If I want to go to Google Sheets, I can click right on my table of contents, and my cursor will go right to where I intended it to. So I've created a table of contents that hyperlinks to different parts of the document to reduce scrolling. You can use this in a traditional way, by a table of contents would send to different chapters, or you can use it in your practical work as a teacher. So here's an example of some different biology musings from a conference I went to. This document is 6 pages long. When I wanted to use this document, I wanted to be able to go right from a top links to the part of the document I intend to look at so I can refer to it later. So if I want to look at internal assessments, what I've done is created a bookmark. By clicking on this link, it takes me right to internal assessments, and here's like a little flag icon that indicates that a bookmark is part of this document. If I want to insert a bookmark for practical labs, what I'm going to do is create an anchor in this document that's bookmarked, like a flag. I'm going to insert a bookmark here. So when I do that, I can highlight it, and on the Insert menu, I'm going to choose Bookmark. When I do that, this is an anchored link and there's a little flag beside it. If I want to put that at the top of my document like all my other links, instead of having to mess around with formatting or different headings from the Styles tab, I'm just going to type in practical, and I'm going to create a link to that part of the document. So when I insert a link this time, I have an option to add a bookmark. In the last document, we were adding headings because we'd formatted the document that way. But in this document, I have bookmarks, and I have a lot of bookmarks. The last bookmark I made was on practical labs, and that's what I want it to link to. So I'm going to apply that link. And when I click on practicals, it's going to take me to the part of the document on page 5, practical labs. My cursor is right there. In meeting minutes, you can do the same. Here's some meeting minutes from a group that I'm part of, and we've linked different dates so that when we click on that date, it'll take us to the agenda for that time. What we've also included is a little hyperlink here to go to the top, and this is a bookmark that takes us right back to the bookmarked title. I hope that bookmarks and table of contents can be useful for you as you use Google Docs more and more in your daily world. Thanks for listening.